All right, guys, welcome to the MMA Fight Game Podcast, Meet the Athlete series. We are here with Tristen Carr, fighting on a Redemption MMA in Dansville, New York. Tristen is fighting most likely in the main event spot against Louis Scafetta, a #1 Contenders bout for the 170-pound full contact promotions welterweight title. Tristen is fighting again May 6th at the Bill Grays Iceplex, a legendary venue, as you've heard me say before. Tristen, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Appreciate you coming on. You just got done with a 2-mile run, right? Getting ready for next Saturday night.
Zeroing in.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talk to me. What are your expectations for Friday night or Saturday night?
I'm anything, honestly. I can't really toss up this and say what I want specifically because I don't know. I just kind of look for anything and everything. So
yeah, absolutely. So after Saturday night, with a win, where do you go from there?
Getting my belt.
And then what would be the next step? Do you have aspirations to go professional, or are you going to take a couple more pro fights or amateur fights and then go pro?
I'm going to take a couple more amateur fights and get some XP under my belt before I go professional.
Okay, absolutely. And what's your background? Did you wrestle in high school?
I wrestled for about a year and a half. My mindset wasn't really there. I was just a high school kid. So, I was hanging out with all the bad kids. So I ended up quitting, and I regret that, to be completely honest with you. And then my grandpa taught me how to box when I was like 5, 6 years old.
Okay. Was your grandfather a professional boxer?
No.
He just knew the sport.
He just knew the sport. Yeah, he trained.
Yeah. And how did you find Redemption MMA down in Dansville?
I was about probably maybe I want to say a year to 2 years out of high school. I was getting really, really fat, just not exercising. I was probably like 210, 205. And one of my old wrestling partners, Karam Ali, who actually wrestles over at Brockport now, he's like, hey, we'll get you down here and we'll work out at first. And then I ended up meeting Justin Walker, who's the owner of Redemption MMA. And he's like, you should come to some of these boxing classes. You look like a pretty athletic kid, like after I started slimming down. So went up there, and then 5 months later, he's like, you want to fight? And at first I sat on it for a little bit, and I was like, I don't know, because I'm not really like that type of person. I don't really like people that much. And then I was like, this will be good for me. Like, I need it.
Yeah. So then you've never looked back since, right?
Nope.
Yeah, as we talked about offline yesterday, I was looking at your Tapology record and history, and I want to talk about, you had a rare Von Flue choke in a victory back in August of 22.
Mm-hmm.
For people that don't know what the Von Flue choke is, can you explain that?
It's a counter choke to a guillotine, pretty much. And what you do is, say somebody's got me in a guillotine on, we'll say the right side, their right side. What you want to do is typical guillotine defense, get high and get your body on the opposite side. And the way I was taught it is to cross face under the back of their head and then come under the shoulder that they're trying to choke you with. And then you want to kind of put your arms so that my coaches taught me, look at your watch pretty much. And you like kind of put your head up a little bit, which ends up trapping their arms so that they can't really pull out. And then you just it's just a bunch of shoulder pressure from there.
And then is that a submission that you train?
It was literally like one of the first submissions I ever learned in jiu-jitsu.
And you did that from, like, I'm going to post your video later today on my social media so people can see it, because I think the Von Flue choke is a very rare choke that you don't see very often. That's what surprised me. And you did that from the mount against your opponent, right?
Yep, you can hit it in mount or side control, doesn't matter. As long as you're not on the same side as the choke hand.
And generally it's done from the side. Generally, you rarely see it. Maybe in the Contender series, I think there was a guy in the Contender series for the UFC that hit it from the bottom this year, if I'm not mistaken. Did you see that? Did you see that choke?
No, I did not. I wish.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tag you in that in social media later today. Sweet. And then so what does your family think of you being a mixed martial artist?
My grandpa loves it. He's pretty much like sat me down after my first fight and was like, listen, like, you're gonna have this fire inside of you just because you're doing this, because I did this pretty much the same thing, but he was just street fighting most of his young life. And it was like, you've got it, whatever it is. He's like, you've got it. He's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. He's like, if you want to step in and go places, you're going there. And I was like, sign me up. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And what's a normal day? What's a normal day for you, like with training, work, family, significant others? What's a day consist of?
I get up at like 5:30 ish. I drink 4 cups of water and a banana. I got my banana right here. And I'll go and run. That's probably about like 2 to 3, 4 days out of the week, depending on how my schedule is. And then I'll go to the gym once I get done after this call. I'll go to the gym till about like 9, 10 o'clock. Probably like 5 rounds on the bag, kickboxing, boxing. I'll climb ropes. Today I got the day off, so I'll go home, eat at 2, and then I'll probably go back at 4, train till like 7 or 8, and I'll do today's my leg day, so I'll go down and lift weights and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. And how's nutrition? What's your walk around weight?
My walk around weight is like 190, 185.
And then you cut down to 170. You got a pretty good process for that weight cut?
Yeah, I watch a lot of Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. I've been watching a lot of Gilbert Burns now. They're all now that they all got YouTube channels and they tell you how to cut weight and all that. And I mean, Aljamain Sterling, man, that guy cuts some weight. He cuts some weight.
Yeah, I actually just interviewed one of his teammates. One of his teammates is fighting on Combat FC 4 for the bantamweight. He's defending his title, Pompos Gregorio, and he says Aljo is like lights and above everybody. Like, he's ready. He's gonna win next Saturday. And he says having Marab and him in that camp is amazing. I actually talked to Gilbert Burns last summer. I was out at the UFC in Vegas, and that was right when like he did his workout video for his fight. It was after the Chimaev fight, and he bases his workouts based on his opponent. And I don't know if you've seen that one that's been posted where he does it for like 20 minutes. It's the most wildest thing that I've seen.
I watched that and I sent it to my coach. I was like, we got to do this. We got to do this. We don't have a sled like he had it, but I was like, if you just got some resistance bands and wrap them around my waist, I'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, you can be creative with workouts and things with what you have. But, you know, the thing that I took out from that conversation with Gilbert Burns was the fact that they tell the workout, depending if it's a striker, it's a grappler, or a mix of both. And that fight next weekend between Bilal and Gilbert is going to be amazing.
I know. It would be great.
And then again, you know, you're fighting next weekend, May 6th as well, at Bill Grays Iceplex behind MCC, which is Monroe Community College in Rochester. If people wanted to get tickets from you, how would they go about doing that?
You can call Justin Walker or Bubba, doesn't matter. I haven't looked at the pricings yet because I just have everybody that's gone through me has just gone straight to Justin through all that. I could tell.
Yeah, I think general admission's like 25. The benefit of being at the Bill Grays Iceplex is the views or the angles for the fans to see the fights is going to be amazing, because the cage is going to be down and there's an arena style bowl seating. So the views and vantage points for the fights are going to be amazing. I think all the VIP is sold out currently, but you can't go wrong. You'll still be able to see really well. It's a legendary venue as well. Before we wrap this up, I have a few rapid fire questions for you. There's no right or wrong answers. So I want to get your take. Who's the best striker in mixed martial arts?
Currently or just overall?
Doesn't matter. Whoever you think.
The best striker. Ooh. I want to say personally, I think Robert Whitaker. I really, he's always been I've always been a big fan of Robert since ever since he was in the Ultimate Fighter and all that, fighting at 170. I see myself like him when I train. I have almost that same kind of style where I get nice and cozy and drop that lead hand.
Yeah, and Robert Whitaker just had a major fight announced for the International Fight Week at UFC 290. #1 contenders bout against Drixus du Plessis from South Africa. So that'll be a good fight that I probably know you're going to be watching, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Who's the best grappler in mixed martial arts?
Khabib, all day. Khabib.
Okay. And then who would be one fighter you'd want to have dinner with?
Jonjones.
Okay. A Rochester kid.
Yep, I got to go local.
Yep, absolutely. If you were in a street fight, who would be the one fighter you want on your side?
This is gonna sound cheesy as hell, but Nate Diaz, when he put that Logan Paul kid or Logan Paul lookalike in that high palm guillotine, that was great. I still see that video and I laugh my ass off.
Oh yeah, I remember when that broke, but I think Nate got baited a little bit, and now they're just trying to get clicks and things like that on the social media front for sure. Who's the funniest fighter in mixed martial arts?
It'd have to be Connor or Patty, one of those two.
Okay. And then who has the highest fight IQ?
Highest fight IQ? Israel Adesanyamma.
Very good. Cool. So Tristen, I appreciate you taking the time early in the morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning when we did this. I appreciate making the time. I will be at the fights. I'll be at weigh-in. So we'll have to link up, get some sound bites next weekend. Again, you're fighting most likely in the headliner spot, 170-pound welterweight #1 contenders fight. The winner probably in the next fight card, probably late August, will probably get that title shot at the Bill Grays Iceplex in Henrietta. I appreciate you coming on. I'm just going to stop the recording, sit tight, and I'll come right back to you, okay?
All right.